Welcome back to Get Decked EDH. Have you been losing too many games lately? Are your decks strong on paper, yet those wins continue to elude you? Are your friends laughing about you behind your back? Well, you're going to want to stick around, because I'm going to go over 10 tips in Commander that will win you more games, and they're less common than you think. I'm going to step outside of our decks and dive into some other issues that may be causing you those losses. So without further ado, let's deep dive in. Number 1. Play what you love. How are you supposed to succeed if you're not engaged? Finding a stimulating archetype or playstyle not only helps you enjoy the game more, but it keeps you mentally involved, allowing you to unravel the puzzle that is your deck without it feeling like a chore. Number 2, playtest your decks. Testing your decks before play, whether that's studying your deck list or playing out fake games, is extremely important. This will give you oracle level knowledge on how to pilot your deck and leave less time reading/thinking about what to do and more time observing your opponent's boards and threat level. I made a video about how to playtest. I'll link it in the description below. But knowing your deck makes you present and prepared. Stop burying your face in your hand and playtest to keep those eyes and ears elsewhere. Number 3, words are power. Social economics in Commander is a powerful tool that you should take advantage of. Negotiating deals is a great way to extend your survival rate. The important part of this is to only share the necessary info in order to seal a deal. You never want to give up your entire game plan, yet breadcrumbs can do wonders in feeding long-term goals. Other ways include not exclaiming when you draw into good cards/win cons. One time, I had a Soul Ring, an Arcane Signet, and one land in a hand. I started this game up. This other player went before me, and when I got that hand, I went, oh, this is a keeper. And you know what that person did? They cast Duress. And you know what they made me discard? My Soul Ring. So I learned a valuable lesson there, because people in EDH interpret excitement as danger. So do yourself a favor, keep those lips sealed. You'll thank me later. Number 4, be fearless. Is open mana keeping you up at night? Well, don't let it ruin your day or turn. If you are worried about someone interacting with your plan, I'm looking at you blue players, try to assess the probability that they can interact. How many cards are in their hand? What kind of mana is untapped? Did they counter anything else before your turn that was scary or you thought should be countered? If you feel positive about the answers to this question, go full send. Not so positive? Try to fish it out. What I mean by that is save your best cast for last and cast something less integral to your strategy, because you can't win if you don't play. Number 5, staples are like flares. Cards like Rhystic Study and Smothering Tithe are staples because they're insane value pieces that can fit into almost any deck that has the color to do so. Yet, when you play cards like this, everyone in a 3-mile radius starts to notice. They know the name and they recognize the value. Therefore, a spotlight gets aimed at your board and your threat level starts to rise, which means more attention. In Commander, that's bad publicity. So, how do we fix this? Well, we could play less popular cards such as Mystic Remora and Monologue Tax. They're still great value pieces and see a lot of play, but they don't come with the reputation that these other cards come with, allowing you to accrue value safer and longer. If you guys found any of these tips helpful so far, then please do me a huge favor, smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Comment your favorite tip if you have one, and don't forget to subscribe. It makes my day. Other than that, let's get back to the tips. Number 6, ask questions. Confused about someone else's triggers? Ask about them. Questioning someone's grasp of how their cards work can be daunting, but it might save you a couple life points here and there, which could be all you needed to win. Magic is an extremely complex game the deeper you dive into it, especially the format Commander. With so many things constantly triggering and interacting, especially cards that have books for text boxes, it's easy to get lost in the sauce. So if you're unsure how something plays out, ask about it. No harm, no foul. You can always look up online any questions that you don't know the answers to, and don't let a mistrigger cost you the game. Number 7. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm not telling you to start being a jerk, yet you gotta stop rolling for your less kind game actions. Prioritize your strategy and which target gives you the best advantage. People will avoid interacting with someone because, oh, they already been targeted prior. This mentality can lead to a threat not being corrected and getting out of control. Keep your manners for dinner. Choose logic over senseless fairness. It's a game after all. There should be no hard feelings. Number 8. It's time to move on. Playing off not being too nice, it's also important not to hold grudges. Actions and retaliation can absolutely distract you from real threats and cost you that W. Going back and forth senselessly with another player is a great way to diminish your resources, which in turn leaves you less prepared for when real problems arise. If someone is targeting you spitefully, spank back. But remember to keep some slaps for other threats, and let that player drain their reserves. Attrition does win you games. Number 9. Pace yourself. Popping off is a great feeling, but what happens when your board state exponentially grows into a nuke-sized issue? Players target you, which can cause you to not only lose value pieces to removal, but to be completely taken out of the game entirely. 1v1 is a dangerous spot to be in. So how do we fix this? Well, we sometimes have to slow down, which means you don't always dump your hand. Try to hold back casting multiple remove on-site permanents in a row. This way, your personal threat level gradually rises rather than spiking. It may seem counterproductive, but so is having every removal under the sun thrown in your face, leaving you with wasted turns and nothing to show for it. So remember, sometimes it's smarter to pace yourself. Number 10, we made it. Number 10 is don't give up. Magic in the Commander format in general is a game of not just skill, but luck. Never count yourself out until that last life is gone. You never know what might happen or what other players could do. So always keep a hopeful mind because Magic is full of sudden wins and unexpected outcomes. Someone plays it infinite and goes, I win here. Make them go through the steps and play it out. You'd be surprised how much hanging in there could lead to unforeseen victories. Never forget the easiest way to lose is to concede. Alright, that concludes my 10 tips to win more. I hope you found my perspectives helpful in turning those losses into wins. Don't be afraid to ask questions below or even share some of your own tips that brought you success. As always, take care and see you next time.